Happy motoring. Hi, I'm Dennis Gage, and welcome to My Classic Car. Well, this week we're in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey for Flemings Pumpkin Run. And this is the doggonedest thing I've ever seen. It's held at Harry Fleming's Auto Parts, which is a nice way of saying kind of a junkyard, but with a lot of really, really cool stuff. And today, amazing cars. You're not gonna believe this. That's a pretty nice looking ride, man. This is living the high life here. I heard that. Harry, how you doing, man?
Boy, am I glad to have you here.
You know what? I'm glad to be here. I've heard about your show, but it's, you know, it was like, well, there's this show. It's the first weekend in November. It's in New Jersey. It's in a junkyard. You should go. And I'm like, first weekend in November in New Jersey in a junkyard. I'm not so sure. It's a fixer-upper. This is amazing. This is so cool. It's amazing. And it's really, it's Fleming's Auto Parts. It's not a junkyard.
It's a laid-back park.
It's a park.
Yep.
But you've got such an eclectic mix of stuff. Signage, gas signs, you got old neons, you got a diner.
Friar's ice cream, always a favorite.
You got a filling station. How'd you come by all this stuff?
Well, it was a junkyard, you know.
What do you think you're gonna have?
Well, but my friends took me up to Carlisle, so I said, well, why don't we do something down here? So I found this old diner, and all my friends are volunteers, and it wouldn't work without those guys.
How long you been doing this?
21 years.
20. You know what? We've been doing it for 21 years too.
Get out.
I'm telling you, 21 years. This is great. People really dig this show. I mean, you know, and one thing is, yeah, they're doing it in Carlisle, but you're in the Philly and Jersey area. One thing I love about these folks is they're not real shy. It seems they're kind of a rowdy bunch of them, but who knows? Hey!
We got cars!
Oh, yeah!
Oh, great to meet you.
They have a good time.
Well, they're happy here.
They're happy
you can
here.
See it. I mean, they like this junk.
They do.
They do. And you know, you look at the age group, you know, there's some of them are young.
Yeah, they're into it.
Did you get over to see the tractor pool by any chance?
Oh, yeah. And the pumpkin shoot.
The families are coming here.
Yeah.
And I like that.
And people I'm talking to have been coming here for years and years. I've never been to an event quite like this. It's probably the coolest thing I ever did. Let's go for a walk and you show me some of the stuff that's stashed away. What do you say? Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Gio.
Yes.
Special delivery.
Yes, special air mail, like it says. Yeah,
Air mail. This is insane.
Thank you.
You know, it's kind of hard to miss. This is a really special unit because this is a fiberglass.
Yes, it is. Fiberglass, 72 Jeep.
I didn't know they did those.
DJ5 fiberglass body.
How many did they make?
I only know of one other.
No kidding.
One other. Yep.
But it was an official postal truck?
Official postal truck. Yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
And why did you do a postal truck?
I wanted something different. I kept coming to car shows and seeing the same thing all the time, and I just wanted something different to catch your eye. You know?
it caught my eye.
It caught your eye.
Your mailbox says female?
Yeah, female. Yep.
Because?
My wife delivers mail. She's been doing it for 6 years now, 7 years now. And we always called her female, and then we thought the proper name for the Jeep would be female.
The sliding doors were stock on this
They're
thing?
stock, yes.
And everything here, even this?
Yep, that's all fiberglass, yes sir.
That is insane.
Yep.
So what did you do, put in are those Recaros or something?
Yeah, just racing seats. Nothing much under the interior yet. I'm gonna redo it this winter.
This is just one of these shorty little...
shorty little DJ5.
But you usually don't have the wheelie bars and the chute on
Exactly,
the
but they're needed. As you can see, they're wore a little bit. I mean, it's definitely been on them already.
They've seen some action.
Yeah.
And you even have the female
license plate.
Oh, this is hilarious,
vanity,
man.
Called a vanity plate.
The vanity plate, yeah. Well, you know, it was sticking out in the front, you know.
Yeah.
It's the engine that's the story here. Let's go look at that.
Exactly, all right.
Man. Okay.
There you go, just a small motor.
Yeah, you know, that's a lot of engine for this
A lot of
thing.
engine for this light vehicle, yeah,
So,
2,600 pounds.
350?
383.
383 stroker.
Yeah.
Huge blower. What's that?
871 blower. Belongs on a big block.
Yes, it does.
Belongs
And then your carbs?
600 CFM Elderbrox.
Can the rest of this take that?
On a good day.
On a good day. How tough a swap was it?
Simple. It had a little 2.5 Chevy 4-cylinder Iron Duke in it when I got it. My wife used it for 6 years with that motor, and then when she brought it home and gave it to me, I pulled that motor out and we're using that for a boat anchor right now. And
So did it bolt in pretty well?
Bolted in pretty well. Just front motor mounts mainly and everything in the radiator, move it forward. Things had to be moved forward a little bit. But
Yeah.
pretty easy bolted.
Just insane.
You like it?
I love it.
I'm glad.
72
72 DJ5.
DJ5
Fiberglass body.
fiberglass with a monster
Yes,
honking
with a
engine.
monster underneath.
You demand.
Thank you. And sorry, you want to ride?
Can I drive it?
You always drive them. I see on TV all the time, and you're always driving them.
Deal.
Deal.
So Dave, you know, I'm cruising by and I see this 57 Chev rear end sitting up, and it's kind of narrow and it's kind of weird looking. It's down. I thought, what? It's a wild ride.
That it is.
This is a product of your insane
Imagination.
right?
Yes.
Pretty cool. Is it fiberglass or?
No, it's steel.
This is all steel. You
Yeah,
did all of this?
All the form, yep, everything.
Well, you know what I like, what caught me, you know, when I worked around, you know, what I get up here is a real kind of George Barris drawer knob pull.
Yep, that's it.
what are
There's
they-
57 of them in
Are
here.
there?
57 drawer knobs.
What are the buckets, the headlight buckets? Did you just make those or?
These are 57. This is I made. That's a piece of steel welded in.
No kidding.
Yep.
And these are bumperettes here back?
Yeah, they're bumperettes and they're
Unbelievable.
bowls.
And Raider spoke wheels
Yep,
there?
Raider 12 spokes, yep.
I like the chromed out axle and stuff too. I mean,
Yeah.
that thing's down there. And this is your ride height, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
327, 350? What?
350.
How about your carburetor setup?
Mana-free setup with the 4 Rochesters on it.
And you're running all four? And
Yep, running all
No
4.
kidding.
Yeah, oh yeah.
How, mechanical linkage too,
Yeah,
right?
mechanical
So how
linkage.
tricky is that?
Yeah, pretty tricky.
pretty
Yeah,
tricky.
pretty tricky.
That's what I always heard.
To get each carb right, yep, it's pretty tricky.
Man, I mean, it's just, and this looks like an old speedboat.
Yes,
it is an old speedboat.
1957 Larson. What I did is I cut out a section of the frame and welded it back together.
Oh wow, shit, man! It's just insane. And you got what, is this rainbow flake in there or what?
There's apple flake in there, the 25 millimeter, 8 millimeter apple red, and silver chrome 8 millimeter.
So you were spraying with a pretty big nozzle.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Because just
Yep.
throwing it at it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And dash?
The dash is 257 Chevy dashboards that I cut and put together.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So what are all these little lights? Are they?
Well, these are the turn signals.
Okay.
Those are non-functional.
Those are just
right
fun.
now.
They're
Yeah,
just fun.
fun. Yeah.
And cheater slicks?
Cheater slicks. Yep.
Incredible rake on it.
Yeah. I wanted the rake, give it the 60s style to it.
And then I saw this also. You know, how do you miss the Jag rear
Yeah.
end? Chromed out Jag rear end.
63 Jag rear. Yep.
It's just crazy.
Yep.
When you're at a show, do people like just swarm around this
Oh
car?
yeah, definitely.
It's totally insane. Have you been to the Pumpkin Run before?
Yes, I have. Yeah. It's
Is
terrific here.
this one of the craziest
It
things?
is.
It is one of the craziest.
It's one of the largest shows I would say around. It's definitely crazy.
Well, you got one of the craziest cars here. 57 Chev, kinda.
Yep. 57.
57.
Yes,
I
that's
love
it.
Well, Matt, this is like one of the first things I saw when I came in. You know, come roll, and there's a lot to see here.
Oh yeah,
You know, it's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy place. But I dug this thing. I mean, it looks home built,
It is.
and you built it.
Yep.
And she's really narrow. What's your
Yeah.
frame?
27 Chevy rails,
But how far did you narrow them? Like,
just wide enough to fit the engine. It had to be as narrow as the nose because the nose was found in a barn.
so what was it off of? I mean, is this an actual track nose? or?
It's an old nose. It's steel. It's gas welded. It was found in a
Really?
barn with a lot of old stuff.
Is the rest of it aluminum?
Yeah.
Now, how about the wheels? What are they from?
They're 27 Chevy.
I mean, she is so narrow. And did you have to hand form all this stuff?
Yeah. Well, this cowl was also in the barn.
Really?
So I had this cowl and I had that nose from the one barn. The tail is actually a gas tank off of an old tractor
Oh,
that
no
I
kidding.
sectioned, widened, and stuck in there. And there's a little fuel cell in there and the battery's back there.
You're kidding.
No.
I mean, it looks great. I can't believe that's a tractor gas tank. That was brilliant.
Don't tell anybody. I don't want anybody to know. It's a secret. That is a secret.
It's safe with me. Trust me. Trust me.
Oh, excellent.
But
Thank you.
the doorknob here. Is that the choke or what is
No,
that?
that's the start button.
Oh, so like boom.
Yeah.
But you know, you had it open. It's the engine that I just love this engine. Let's go around and check
You wanna
that
take
out.
a look?
Yeah. So when I saw this, I said, "What is that?"
It's a 34,
34.
B motor.
But what's this up top? The Riley.
The Riley's an aftermarket overhead valve conversion. The B motor was a flathead.
Yeah.
So what they did is for performance things, there's a lot of companies they race these, they do all kinds of crazy stuff. And this puts 2 valves overhead and uses the stock exhaust in the block.
So it's a 3-valve basically.
It's got 3 valves per cylinder. It has no lubrication,
And
so
so
it has
that's-
these pads.
That's the oiling pad,
You
right?
oil the pad, and then you can see there's one push rod where the intake valve used to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have this forked rocker arm, and now you have 2 intake valves.
I have never seen that setup. Is it pretty cool? Does it work?
Oh God, does it work? This thing is terrifying.
No, no kidding. It looks terrifying.
It'd be less terrifying if it had better brakes and steering.
Yeah, well,
but it is really fast.
I just had never seen that before. Riley, that is, it's so cool, man. 27 rails, beautiful speedster, 34 engine with a 3-valve overhead Riley conversion. I love it, man.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Totally cool.
Glad you like it.
Bruce, you have the honor of being the owner of the first Pacer that's ever been on my classic car, I think.
Thank you.
They are such weird cars to begin with, but this thing is an absolute time capsule. How many miles on this car?
7,700.
7,700 miles, and it's a 1980?
1980, yes.
So you obviously don't drive it much because you don't want to roll any miles on it.
I've put 3,000 miles on it
You have?
in 5 years.
Oh man!
Yeah.
So it's kind of baby blue and it's a DL. Does that mean wagon? Or
And just DL, it's an option
a
package.
trim package? Is this
Yes.
the original wood?
Original wood, original
So
paint.
this thing is just like it came.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Literally.
And this interior, you forget how wide a car the Pacer was.
Yep.
Because those are really big seats, actually. Is it pretty comfy?
Yes.
Right? It doesn't.
And it's quiet too when you drive it.
Is it really? The wagon actually, it's not quite the fishbowl that the hatchback
No.
was. That was even more fishbowl. It's like a brand new dash and
Yeah.
everything. Bros, this thing's amazing. And all the wood trim and all that. This wasn't even the highest level you
No,
could go?
there was a limited model with leather, and carpeting was a little bit fluffier, the cut pile.
Oh my gosh, this is just insane. Is it a Jersey car?
Yeah, freehold. It was sold originally freehold New Jersey.
Boy, and this was the era of the 5-mile-an-hour bumpers.
Yes.
Look how far
They
out
work.
there. They can compress.
Yes.
So let's go look at the massive power plant that pushes this down the road.
Okay,
all
we'll
right.
open up the front.
Actually, the whole thing comes up. And is this ram air, basically?
Basically, yeah, the air comes through the vents there, and that's sealed up there.
So what is the engine? I don't know what.
258 6-cylinder.
V6?
Nope, straight 6.
It's a straight 6.
It extends underneath the dashboard even.
I had no idea.
But this was originally designed for a Wankel engine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, because then I'm really surprised
Yeah.
that a straight six would go
Yeah.
in, because the Wankels are
Yep.
really little.
They had to re-engineer it back underneath the dashboard a little bit for it to
Wow. Do people even know what it is?
fit. Yeah, and they laugh. When they everyone that walks up, you'll get Pacer and a laugh after it.
1980 Pacer DL wagon.
Correct. Yeah.
Amazing.
Hey, thank you.
7,700 miles.
Yep.
Amazing. Joe, this is a sweet little ride. This is a 62 Maserati. It's a 3500. Is that what this is?
3500 GTI.
But that's not the normal front end, is it?
No, the car was always described as a one-off. So
Oh.
they kind of handmade these things in Italy, and if someone wanted to buy the car and they wanted to do something different with the front end, or we just talked about those little wing windows.
Luigi did it.
Yeah, they said, sure, well, you want to buy it like that, we'll just
We'll make
custom
it like that.
Yeah,
Wow. And it's a super Leggero, which means she's lightweight, super lightweight, and it's aluminum. A lot of it's aluminum, right?
Yeah, the body's aluminum, tubular frame, so it's a light car, a lot of fun to drive.
No kidding. Now, this is not a Maserati color, though.
No, this is actually a Mopar color. It's called Prowler Orange Pearl Coat. My father saw it on a Prowler in front of a dealership in
Look
the 2000s.
great on my Maserati.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's painted orange, yeah.
Oh, man. It's really cool. Now, did your dad have this for a long time?
I would say probably about 20 years in
Oh,
restoration,
man.
little
Really?
this and that in the garage and getting it done here and there.
I love the interior.
Yeah, a local guy did that. Completely redone, obviously, the interior inside. Stuart Warner gauges.
Yeah,
in there,
exactly.
Not the original gauges, custom stereo, all that stuff.
This is a bit of a hot-rodded Maserati, and not many people hot-rod Maseratis.
Well, no, it's a good thing I'm not Italian, right? They may not appreciate that as much.
Like,
but
what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
But it's just a beautiful car.
Thank you, yeah. And well, you said it, the side pipes kind of give it away as far as the hot rodded part too.
Well, so it definitely is hot-rodded, and you played with the gauges, you played with the color, you played with the power plant. Let's go look at it. Yeah. Now, the valve covers say Maserati.
They do.
It don't look Maserati.
No,
It's not.
It's a Ford motor. It's
Really?
It was a 302 HO dual quads.
Oh, really? So how tough a swap was that?
Well, I guess luckily I didn't have to do that part, but she fit.
It's in there.
It's in there, yeah.
And
yeah.
and you really, are you running the side pipes?
Oh yeah, it's straight headers to the side pipe.
This
so.
this thing must be a rocket ship.
It's fun. It is a 62, so you kind of got to keep that in mind. But every once in a while, you got to put it to the floor every once in a while to get the gunk out, right?
Well, absolutely. Got to clean out the carburetors. I mean, absolutely. A 62 Maserati 3500 GTI.
Call it a one-off.
Well, one off with a 5.0 Mustang engine in it, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yowza. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you stopping by.
That's a wild ride. Hey, Flemings Pumpkin Run here in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey is one of the coolest shows I've ever been at. You've got to check this one out. November, New Jersey. Trust me.